The Cushitic people are primarily indigenous to Northeast Africa and speak or have historical spoken Cushitic languages or Ethio-Semitic languages of Afro-Asiatic language family. They are believed to largely occupy the Horn of Africa, Nile Valley, and parts of the African Great Lakes region, that is Tanzania and Kenya. Historical linguistic analysis and archaeogenetics indicates that the languages spoken in the ancient Kama culture of what is now southern Egypt and northern Sudan were Cushitic languages. But the fragmentation of these groups has weakened their tradition and cultural heritage structure, burying their customs in the debris of historical books. These are the elders of the Wayyu community. They have come out of their secret dwellings to offer blessings to their God for a bountiful harvest.
Hii alama ni kuonyesha ushujaa wa vijana na wazee, shujaa ya kabila. So si kila mtu napaka.
They dance and display their powers and magic to strengthen faith in their tradition.
It is their belief that they are the first human being which were created by God before any other human being. And the rest of the communities or people of the world came after them.
All Oromo clans uphold Qorbes and Bunas ceremonies, which uniquely singles them out among the rest of Cushitic ethnic groups.
Hii ni alama ya kumaanisha watu saba ambayo waliteuliwa specific wanatofautishana hii.
The Qorbes ceremony is conducted to appease the gods on special occasions, only presided over by the spirit men selected by the Wayyu Elders Council.
Kuhusu hii mambo ya watu saba ambayo wamechaguliwa, mila ndio sasa niruhusu hivyo. Hata mimi kifika mzee nikienda retire, kijana wangu atachaguliwa, kijana yangu atachaguliwa, naende kimila hivyo.
The purpose of that Qorbes is one, to ask God for peaceful coexistence. Two is for rain to come, so that people will receive bumper harvest if they are farmers. People will receive so many animals producing calves.
Their roles are dictated by the spiritual faith, and discharging their services in the clan is unquestionable, as no one is allowed to dispute the god's voice. They remain most feared and respected, only appears when there is a specific need in the clan. However, women are not allowed to partake in the rituals nor hold positions in the council. They are responsible for household chores and looking after children.
The skin pieces which are cut from the sacrificed animal into thin strips, and then a small hole is made in one end of the skin so that it can be put around the wrist. That signifies that they have been to a ceremony where an animal has been sacrificed. Then every person is given a long strip of skin. So when he goes back to his village or Maniata, Then he will cut into smaller strips and give out first to his male children, then the male children of their clan who may be present in his village or Manyata. It's called Midich. And again, it is common among all the Oromo communities.
While the Kenyan Somali people, their renowned nomadic lifestyle remains a mark. Milk and meat remain staples of their diet that aid them in surviving in the jungle. The trade of milk harvesting is entirely left to men.
The female have 80% of the household, 80 to 90% of the household chores, while the male ni kuchunga boma na kuchunga ngamia na ng'ombe.
Shakamua toka ngamia imeletwa tunaweka hapa sasa.
While preservation is women's role.
Tangu zamani family alikuwa anafanyanga kwa sababu ni kitu ya utamaduni. Hii nimefunzwa na wazazi. Mama yangu. Hii inaanzisha na wale watu wa zamani, wazee wa zamani, lakini mpaka umetufika hapo hata sisi.
If a man is caught doing, you will be denied the ladies to marry. You cannot marry because you are found to be somebody who is maybe greedy.
Milk is either turned into powder form by sun drying, then coated fermented milk on the flat rocks or hides.
This hole here is not cosmetic, it has a purpose. The purpose I said are two. The purposes. One is to see how far your process has gone, to guide you. Two, it removes pressure so that once pressure accumulates here, this lid will fly away, which means you are likely to lose the whole milk.
The preservation of milk is equally a novelty in the north.
We travel and we will find a Somali homestead. The ladies will fill this with milk. So not necessarily will everybody go get his container, but they will give us this one full and we share.
Wooden guards are rubbed inside with smoky herbal sticks several times, then left to dry without being clean washed.
This is a wooden container. When there is moisture, bacteria is likely to grow and other organisms. So one is they dry the wooden container. Two, smoke has a very strong property of disinfection.
These herbs smeared in the guards act as food preservative.
Na hiyo ni kitu ambaye inasaidia hizi miti kuleta harufu mzuri na maziwa isiharibike.
They are preserved because one, they have the ability to provide germicidal properties.
One of the elders confirms that now milk is fit for consumption and could stay longer without getting sour, regardless of the weather conditions.
Inaweza tunza 24 hours. Ili asiharibike anakuwa fresh.
So this one is used to obtain fats from milk, segregate fats from milk. It takes about 4 to 5 hours depending on the strength of a person. Not necessarily that one person do it. The family members share the role. Somebody does it. And also this is the work of females.
For the Wata community, their fragile cultural pillars are long gone, as assimilation by larger surrounding communities has drained all they had.
Na hii jamii yetu hapo awali ilikuwa imepotea ndani ya jamii ya Waborana. Sasa ndio tuko kufufua na serikali pia wametusaidia, hata wametupatia code number. Last census hata tulihesabiwa na code number 045.
As skilled hunters and gatherers, they only brag of the tact, indigenous and traditional ways of preserving food like meat and honey.
Hii sasa anachoma mpaka inaifa. Akiifa inakula.
But nothing is left for their heritage to identify them as one of the Oromo Cushitic speaking clan. The members showcase their culture in songs to express their determination in seeking recognition following serious threats of being swallowed by larger communities living around them.
Na wimbo wa kwanza hii tumeimba wakati tuko na wageni, huwa tunakaribisha na hiyo kwa jamii yetu, tunakaribisha na hiyo wimbo.
On the other hand, the name Gabra have roots in the Somali word Gabi, meaning an evergreen plant that grows on the desert. As the name goes, the Gabra ornamentation and physical culture is similar to many other Cushitic-speaking camel herders.
Hizi wezi weka tu hivyo, kuna miti ya kutengeneza kuwe na harufu. Kama jana usiku pia kwanza nilionyesha moja, ile inawekwa hiyo moshi, inatengenezwa na panguzwa ndani, na inawekwa maziwa.
As nomadic pastoralists, survival in the jungle is key and adapting to the prevailing hardship is mandatory.
Na vile inatengenezwa hii nyama yote mimi naonyesha.
So huwa mnakausha ama?
Kidogo tunakausha. Tunakatakata, tunapika na maji. Ikiiva ndio tunaweka mafuta. Hii ni kawa, maziwa, mafuta. Na siku kama kwa harusi ama sherehe kama hiyo nimekuambia, hii lazima takuja na hii imejazwa. Sherehe yote lazima tatumika hii. Alamado, sorio, harusi yote inatumika. Unapatiwa hii mafuta. Kila mmoja wanazungushana. Wanapaka kwa uzi yote.
Kuonyesha nini sasa?
Blazing. Tunapaka.
Hii ni mano. Kuna hii shimo umechimba. Unachimba, unatayarisha. Alafu unaweka moto ndani. Unaweka moto ndani, unachukua kaishi. Sasa sana wakati msichana ameolewa na ni leo ni siku ya kwanza ya harusi yake, unatengeneza hapa karibu. Unamwekea kitu kingine kidogo inaitwa kalo hapa, anakalia alafu unawekea hiyo kai ndani. Sasa anafunikia msichana na mchemsha kwanza. Kwa hivyo sasa hiyo akitoka hapo mwili wake iko sawa, umesweat, kuna hiyo harufu ya perfume. Hiyo ni traditional perfume. Alafu baadaye hii unaweka kwa sababu uwezi weka nguo yako juu hiyo shimo itachomeka. So unaweka mano, alafu unafunikia nguo. Ile nguo unataka kulala nayo leo usiku. Hata hii tunafaa unafunika juu usiku ndio hiyo harufu inatoka simama.
The jungle of Shava has been home for the Boranas for several centuries. Being the first to settle here confirms their dominance.
Wakati watoto kiume wanazaliwa, ni hata manyata mzima anafurahi kwa sababu amepata mwanaume. Manyata mwanaume na mzee anatoka na hii kwa sababu ya kujulisha umezaliwa mwanaume.
Msichana akizaliwa kwani alizaliwa boma hiyo, lakini si yeye mtu
ndio
anatoka nje kwenda kuolewa kwa boma wengine, anazaa huko, anachukulia boma nyingine. Lakini kijana akizaliwa hapa boma
mwenye boma,
unanipata, boma ni yake. Ndio baba kijana akizaliwa anafurahi boma yake, akikufa kesho hata paki bure hapo kijana. Unanipata? Kijana hata ukizaa tano na una kijana, ujue hiyo boma yako anabaki bure.
For years, territorial war between Borana, Turkana and Gabra has colored this land with innocent blood. But the Boranas have maintained a simple lifestyle where elders believe in rituals to appease the long-gone ancestors for safety and unity. Besides, tribal secrets are never let out of the basket. All that is murmured in the darkness remains in the dark. In this land, Buna ritual stands as a pillar of blessings. All blessing ceremonies must be accompanied with coffee rituals.
Beans are fried in some oil until they turn charcoal black. Then they are poured in, then a bit of milk and water is poured in a special wooden container bowl called Qorbes. And then it is poured there and with the oil. According to their belief, when man created God, then God asked man to obey him, not to disobey him. So, but with the nature of man, he disobeyed God. So God got upset because man disobeyed him against his request or against his orders, and he cursed man. Unfortunately, man died. So when God came to see man, he found the man has died because he had cursed it, and the God cried. So they believe that when God cried, his tears fell on the ground, and the spot where the tears fell, coffee trees sprouting. So it has a very, very important significance among the Oromo community, the Sidam community, and the Amhara community, or generally all over Ethiopia. They give a lot of reverence to coffee as being grown from the tears of God, so they feel it is a gift from God. And therefore, any ritual, any ceremony must involve the coffee ceremony or bunna ceremony, as it is called in the Oromo language. Beans are fried in some oil until they turn charcoal black. Then they are poured in, then a bit of milk and water is poured in a special wooden container bowl called Qorbes. And then it is poured there and with the oil. Now the oil floats from the top, so before the bunna or the coffee concoction is served, everybody present is given a few drops of oil. It is just for smearing, for blessing. Normally they would rub their palms with it and smear a bit of on the forehead and sometimes on the arms and legs and maybe their walking stick. It's kind of a blessing. You can saw that the elders, the 7 elders, they were each kind of biting a bit of coffee. That is known as the bunnakalla, killing of the coffee bean. Okay, that is part of the ceremony.
As nomadic pastoralists, survival in the jungle is key, and adapting to the prevailing hardship is mandatory. They have tapped-based ways of preserving meat, what they call nyir-nyir.
Nyama inatengenezwa ikuwe hivi ndevu, inawekwa juu ya kamba kitu 30 minutes ama 1 hour, ni vile inategemea vile jua inatoka inakauka. Hii ni ya kutengenezea mzee, inaweza kata mwezi 3. Asua kama mzee yako anaenda safari ya mbali, unamtengenezea, unamtayarishia, anaenda naye. Na anaporudi pia unatengeneza, unamwekea. Hii ndo kitu yetu ya kwanza ya kukaribisha naye mzee yako akitoka safari. Ndo mapenzi ikuwe juu ukitengeneza hii. Bila hii kama mzee yako anakuja nyumbani hajapata hiyo nyiri-nyiri kwa kimila yetu, tayari umeharibu mapenzi ya nyumbani.
Strips of fresh camel meat are left in the sun to dry.
Hii ni kitu unatengeneza saa hiyo tu, ni kitu ya muda. Ni vile jua inatoka kama inakasusa, kama nilitengeneza hapo mbeleni kitu 30 minutes, saa iko sawa kwa kukata. Na unakata ikiwa ndogo ndogo, huwezi ikakata ikiwa kubwa, unakata ikiwa ndogo hivyo.
And later cut into small pieces that are fried in oil with garlic until they are dry.
Hii kama ni mama anatengeneza vizuri, inaweza kata mwezi 2 bila kuharibika. Kuna kijiko yenye unatumia kutoa kwa hiyo nini, na uwezi ukaweka mkono na unaweka mbali na mahali watoto wako wanaweza guza. Kama ijaguziwa iko safe, inaweza kata mwezi 2 bila kuharibika.
For use, it is cooked in portions and melted to be served as stew with pounded maize meal, rice, beans, or just eaten on its own as a whole meal. During breakfasts, nyir-nyir is served only to men.
Zaidi mostly ni ya mzee. Labda abakishie mama yape, lakini inategemea kwa wazee. Na pia kuna wakati unatengeneza wakati ya harusi, sasa msichana yako ama kijana yako anaenda kuoa ama kuolewa, lazima mama ya kijana ama mama ya msichana anatengeneza. Wanapopelekwa kwa nyumba ndo unapeleka sasa. Wenye wanaleta msichana wanakula na wenye wanaleta kijana pia wanakula.
These are institutions that order, legislate, and codify the social life of different ethnic groups of Oromo. During my visit among the Oromo clans, I had the chance to taste nyir-nyir and drank camel milk preserved in containers treated with herbs. It is a taste one acquires over time.
All these communities on the northern part of Kenya, particularly the Boran, Gabra, Rendille, Wayyu, is not eroded is because we have roots in Ethiopia. So we have all the paramount king who is called Abagada. All those clans who are in Kenya, they are rooted to those ones in Ethiopia. So this culture cannot be eroded because it has the root in Ethiopia. So once we don't know, we just go there and follow those instructions as it is written.
But the cloud of anxiety is gathering over these communities. Will this heritage survive in the wave of culture exploitation and modernity as the world becomes one village? For Culture Quest, I'm Levis Msumba.